Hello, everybody. Well, the other day, my question of the day was this. Do you feel like the COVID vaccine worked? Yes or no? Y'all, almost every single comment was no. They did not believe the vaccine worked. I have done so much research over the years of this because I had people tell me in my family, if you don't get the vaccine, I can't hug your neck. I can't come near you if you don't get the vaccine. It's herd immunity. Everybody's got to get it to fight this thing off. You've got COPD. I would think you would be smarter than that. Since you're not getting it, I would think you would be smarter than that. I said to a lot of people one day they're going to have a commercial on TV that said, if you got the vaccine and you got this or you got that, contact so-and-so and we'll settle in your favor. I figured that would happen. I feel like anything the government wants to give you for free, you better ask yourself why. Because they don't give you nothing for free. They do not give you nothing for free. I feel like the vaccine was nothing but a bioweapon. I feel like it was a weapon to get rid of some of us. And I also believe they use it as a tool to keep people from going out to the election booths. We couldn't go out to eat, but we could go through a drive-through. You know, we couldn't go here or there, but hey, we can go to Lowe's, we can go to Walmart, and go. Pelosi went and got her hair done. She wasn't afraid. Why? I believe that COVID was nothing more than a flu. Yes, a high dosage flu. You know, it was created in a laboratory with mass destruction in mind. That's my opinion. A lot of people died alone that did not have to die because they could have taken hydroxyhydrochloroquine, for one thing, that was approved back in the 60s for malaria. It's proved to work, but they used it for SARS years ago, and it worked very well. But they wouldn't let us have any of that. And every day they was on the news and on the radio. Oh, 500 people have died in the state of Arkansas since yesterday. Just to scare people, especially the elderly, to scare them to death. To think that, oh my goodness, we've got to go get the flu shot. You know, we've got to go get this vaccine. And it was a death sentence. If you got COVID, you died. You just died. You had to be 6 feet apart. 6 feet apart. In the grocery store, you had to go down one aisle and back up the other. Just the most insane thing. You know, we all had to wear those masks if we went out public. When they gaped right here and gaped right here, have people wore them on their chin or on their mouth, you know, and let their nose be out. I mean, how stupid. When someone passes gas with a pair of blue jeans on and underwear, you can still smell it from across the room. But we could wear that little paper mask and we would be safe from getting the flu. I just think it was most ridiculous. But to get off of that subject about that is I want to talk about the harm that vaccine has done to people. Now, my dad, he has COPD, and we went to the river, and he started coughing so hard that his lung collapsed. One of his lungs collapsed. We took him to the hospital there in Clarksville. They x-rayed his lungs extensively. Okay, your lung has collapsed. They sent him to Fort Smith to another hospital. They x-rayed his lungs. Then he had to go back to the hospital in Clarksville. They x-rayed him some more, and then to Springdale Hospital. Some more x-rays. So 4 hospitals. 2 of them were the same. But they x-rayed him and x-rayed. He had no cancer. None in his lungs. 8 months later, after taking that vaccine, my dad had stage 4 squamous cell carcinoma in his lungs, which is a very aggressive cancer, especially if it gets above the collarbone. I had an aunt that she went in and had a colonoscope, and her doctor told her, hey, you've got the cleanest colon I've ever seen for a woman your age. Most people over 40 has got polyps. You don't have a polyp. You don't have nothing. You are clean as a whistle. I've just not seen this in someone your age. A few months later, about 8 months later, she had colon cancer. Where did that come from? And now it is 100% proven fact that the vaccine causes cancer. It also causes blood clots. Now, my son-in-law He was very sick. He had to have his colon completely removed. And he was so sick and so frail that after he had surgery, he was bleeding out. And they just had to keep giving him transfusion after transfusion after transfusion to keep him alive because his blood was just going out so fast from the surgery. And, you know, the blood is already vaccinated. If you go right now to get surgery, odds are you're going to get blood that's been vaccinated. And the people that are donating blood, their blood's going to be already tainted too. So they're going to use up what they've got, and then they're supposed to have vaccinated and unvaccinated, but most people got vaccinated. So you have to get blood. You're going to get probably vaccinated blood. Anyway, my son-in-law, he never took the shot. He never, ever got the vaccine. But he had to have so much blood transfusion that had the vaccine in it that now he has to take shots twice a day in the stomach for the blood clots that he got. I mean, he got home from the hospital, blood clot after blood clot after blood clot. And now he takes Lovenox, which is a very expensive blood thinner, and he has to take that twice a day for the rest of his life. Have another friend that lives in Texas. He had to have open heart surgery, so he had to have blood as well. He never took the jab, never took it, never took it. Well, he got blood clots in the vessels that went to his eyes. One of his eyes now is completely blind. The other eye went completely blind. But after surgery, they were able to get back a little bit of his vision. He can see some things, but he can't use it. He can't text message on his phone because he can't see good enough to do that. He can never drive again. It's totally ruined his life. And now I'm finding out, you know, myocarditis, that's fluid around your heart. People are getting that. And now we find out it's causing chronic back pain. Chronic back pain. I have a friend right now that he's got heart problems. He had a stroke and chronic back pain. He's going into a nursing home. And he's a young man, you know, and he got the jab. So anyway, I'm just curious to know if there's you or someone that you know that took the vaccine that now is having bad health problems. I have another aunt that ever since she took the jab, she's gotten, I don't know how many, she gets the vaccine and she gets the booster and the flu shot and any other vaccine that comes along, you know, that they say that she needs. And now she's got so many health problems. And prior to taking the first jab, she was a picture of health. She had a little arthritis in her body, but she was vivacious. I mean, she was a worker and she had a lot of energy and got around good. And now she can hardly dress herself or fix her hair. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you have experienced yourself or with your family members. I'd be curious to know. Bye now.